Looks like we're working. So I'm gonna play this little intro and we'll be ready. All right, so what's going on out there this Wednesday afternoon, MECA heads? We're coming to you live early in the afternoon, I guess, if you're in the U.S. here. About 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock your guys' time.
Correct.
Something like that. Okay, so Bud Talk Live on Wednesday here with Africa. So bring your questions. I think they've got one of their teams there, Future Audio, if I'm remembering correctly. And Jason, I think, sitting with Pumish and Sujin today. They're here to talk about some of their builds and things like that. So as you guys get in here, if you've got questions for these guys, I'll kind of let you guys take over from here a little bit, and I'll try to help you with the questions and things like that as we go along. But I guess introduce us to Jason here and let get us going.
All right. Thanks, Bud. Thanks for having us. I know we moved it up a day because we're traveling tomorrow. But Jason, yes, Jason is the owner of Future Audio down in what is this? Alberton. Alberton in the south of Johannesburg. Jason is one of our MECA retail partners and has been in the business for 20 years. 20 years. So, been doing a lot of builds. One of our bigger teams that enter the MECA competition. So, just 2 weeks ago, Jason was there with 18 vehicles just from his team. So, that's basically Jason. I'm going to let you take over, tell us a little bit about Future Audio and whatever you like
On the spot.
to.
That's how
We always do it.
So we're obviously a car audio and auto electrical shop in Alberton. We mainly specialize in the bigger builds, the SPL stuff. We obviously do the general radios and speaker installs and that kind of stuff as well. But our specialty is obviously all the custom work. And I know it's a question they want to ask me, all the walled vehicles, competition cars, that kind of stuff. That was the passion that basically started the company to begin with. That's about it. And we have been MECA since day one.
Yeah, so we've hashtagged them as our day ones. When we started our first season of MECA, Jason and the team was there to support us, even when we only had 10 cars. And until today, they're still with us with their 18 cars.
I think when it was 10 cars, 8 of them was us.
Yes, when it was 10 cars, 8 of them were Future Audio.
That's really awesome. I wonder, is my chat? I don't know if my chat's working. My chat might not be working. Let me check my phone.
Yeah, I can't see
because I'm not seeing any comments.
Robin, just go on or Braden.
I know it is a little bit different this time. I know I came on and did the intro like I thought it was Wednesday, but I do know it's Tuesday, so it is a little bit different this time, I guess, for everybody. We are a day early, but
can you see
I think you guys got traveling or on. Yeah, so it is working. I just wanted to make sure we were working. Sorry about that. But awesome. So you've been building a lot of big builds for a long time now, or that's kind of just that's what got you into it, I guess.
100%, yeah. And the whole MECA thing has been very different. It's opened a lot of I don't know how to put it, but a lot of different ideas in our mind. The whole kick and headrest, and that's very, very different to what we've been used to with the dash scores and that. But yeah, I
Right.
mean, it's been fun learning and figuring out what boxes work and why they work on the headrest and knots and in the kick and knots, and it's entertaining actually. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess a lot of folks might not understand until you get into testing and things, but you know, usually when you move the meter, you got to change the box. But
We had no idea either when we started in the beginning, and okay, why's the meter now here? And then all our cars were down, like heavy down. We were 2 dBs, 3 dBs down, and then back to the drawing board. Okay, why and how, and let's figure this out. We seem to have come right now. We seem to have figured out how and why it works.
Well, I definitely think they figured it out because Jason is second place in the top 10, so second in the world for XM2. His brother Bradley Walker, who is just off screen, looking and giving us comments from the corner. Just kidding. Um, he is the loudest on headrest in modified 5 at the moment with a 59.98. So it's just short of a 60. I believe the car should be there now. The guys have been doing some tuning. Yeah, we've got Rowan with a single 12, who also made the top 10 list. So it's also another team member. I think you guys got about 8 to 10 people on the top 10 list, just on the future audio side. So guys definitely getting stronger with every show.
well, speaking of the top 10 list that got brought to my attention the other day, we changed the power limits in Mod Street. And so there's some scores on there that are from before the rule book came out. So I'm working on a resolve for it, but we're so early in the season. I'm probably going to give it probably about 30 days or so and see how they actually fall, because a lot of the scores I think they're going to change as we go on through the year, obviously. Um, but anyways, while I'm on here, I'll be talking about it tomorrow evening on my live as well. But while I'm here now with you guys, basically, you know, I'm gonna figure out a plan for that, but I can't go in and edit the website right there. Um, Something to do with how old it is, and they're afraid it might mess some things up. So I've been working with those guys trying to figure out a resolve for that if it does work out that we really need to. Um, but after I looked at it yesterday, I really think a lot of it will kind of sort itself out as we move through the season, if that makes sense. But anyways, I just want to let everybody know that I was aware of that, and don't freak out about it, please.
Yeah, I think we also noticed we got a few questions because XS is still there and it doesn't exist anymore since the first step. So yeah,
So
there was a bit of
year, next year those classes should fall away, but they couldn't delete them because it was already in there previously. So if they
Yes.
deleted it, then it's going to cause some people's points and stuff to like disappear. And I need to
Yes.
be able to keep track of that because I've got to move some people's points. So that's kind of why that's the way that is. But basically, um, I've emailed Wayne. The next term lab update should have all of our classes fixed so that we don't have to go in and do that manually. So the next update that he comes out with should fix that. Um, Other than that, I think we should be in pretty good shape moving forward. Um, he just said it. He just said the update would be soon. So for those of you that are curious when, I'm not 100% sure when, but I would assume sometime in the next month or so. You know, he said it would be soon. So
I don't think
that's
we're too stressed around here because we're in the top 3 anyway. The old scores don't matter down here in Africa. So I think the guys are pretty comfortable. So
Let's
obviously a question from my side, but for Jason, just for everybody. So Jay, we've been watching your builds. Obviously, Jay is also built our private MECA mascot, uh, which is a walled vehicle. I know Bradley started off with a walled vehicle, but looking around the shop today and seeing a lot of your recent builds, there's a lot of walls. Uh, do you know why? And why is that trend starting to take off compared to the traditional no wall music vehicles?
There's a couple of reasons. Number one, headrest score with the walled vehicle, much easier. Much easier to do a decent headrest score with the walled vehicle. Number two, headricks.
Okay.
That's my main reason is park and pound vehicles competing and just general speaking, playing music. A walled vehicle is just so much easier, so much better. I've always enjoyed it. My golf has been walled for about 7 years now, 8 years. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just a trend that we see coming out of the shops. I think you guys do extremely well in the wall builds. Just our vehicle came in for a build for a music dueling demo kind of style vehicle, and we're almost on a 158.
So close.
Yeah,
So close.
so we're almost there. We just a little bit off, but we'll get there. So yeah, so we see the trend, and it's obviously something that I was thinking about earlier before we came on.
What was your answer to that question?
My answer, I don't know. I don't know. I saw it happen with Bradley. I wanted it. I came to you. You incorporated it, and now I see a lot of other people wanting it and getting walls in their cars. I mean, just outside here, there's two vehicles that's got walls. So three.
1, 2.
Oh, sorry,
Three.
there's three
Yeah.
just in the shop today. Brand new builds.
oh.
We enjoy making a noise.
Doing the hair trick.
Like I said, we are more focused on the bigger builds. Not saying we don't do small builds, but it's our specialty. So I found a lot since Bradley's back here and the Kia was built. We don't go looking for that business anymore. People just come to us for the wall builds, and we get them done quickly as well. That's why
That's also
we
true.
get them done quickly.
I'll go through real quick. Everybody that chats on here, I can see you. Otherwise, I don't really know you're here. But Mr. Bradley Walker, looks like Peter, Tony Sperry, Nevlin, Eric Jones, Dean, Dylan, Randall. How you guys doing today? Thanks for coming on and checking us out. If you got any questions here for Mr. Jason Walker of Future Audio, shoot your questions. He was in here letting us know about, kind of how he got started and things like that. And it seems like he's into the walls and he likes to build big builds. If you got questions about that, or if you're from around their way there, maybe you should go check him out. See if we can get
So maybe Jason would like to tell us how he got into sound.
Oh,
That's a long time ago.
Sorry, but I like the story, so that's why I just wanted to share it with everyone.
a long time ago. I was 11 years old. My brother is 5 years older than me, so all his friends were just starting to get cars and that kind of stuff. So one of his friends used to compete, and I went to one competition with them, and that was me. I was super glued to them. They hated it because I was 11 years old and they wanted to do their own stuff and not tag along this small child with them. But yeah, after that, I was at every single show when they went. It did not matter if it was a school night or what it was. I was helping them build their cars, and then that's when I met Pumesh. When was that? 2006 or so that I met you.
Around there.
And yeah, I started entering my mother's trunk car. She had a Jetta. Started competing with that when I was 13 years old.
Sure.
At the age of 13, I broke the world record for the loudest rookie trunk car at the age of 13. Okay, yes, I didn't pay for the stuff. Obviously, my father helped on that side, but everything was built by myself. And then I think at the age of 18 or so, we broke the stock 3 world record. And yeah, it just went from there. And then when I left matric, my father asked me what my plan was, and he wanted me to be an accountant or a IT or the general. There's always that doctor, since the general things. And I said to him, no, I'm definitely gonna go into the sound industry. And yeah, I started with a toolbox, one toolbox that I took from my dad's garage. I think 5,000 rand, which if you convert that into dollars, you'll realize is zero. And yeah, I was in a 3x3 little Wendy hut and by myself. And yeah, the shop's been going for, I think it's 13 or going on 14 years now. So yeah, it's just always been a passion. It's not really about the shop at this point. Or it's never actually been about the shop. It's always just this game has been a passion to me since a very, very young age.
So you started
That's
off the shop with
awesome.
$250.
$250.
Wow. And your mom says hi.
Yeah.
His mom says hi on the chat.
So Jay, when you said it earlier, when you started or when you came to our first show at MECA, you obviously and I'll say this again, but South African competitors or African competitors are very proud people. They want the number. So if you're doing a 150 and now all of a sudden you go to a hairdresser, you're doing a 146, it really upsets them. But Jay, you also were upset, and I remember we having the discussion because the number was down on the headrest. Why still Mecca?
So my at that point 155 dB car done a 149 on the headrest. And I had no idea. I left the show and I was like, never again. I will never go to a MECA show again. And Sugen called me up and he said to me, you can't be disappointed. I'm coming to your shop. I'm going to bring you the jigs, the headrest jig, the kick jig, all of that kind of stuff. We're going to go through the rule books, figure out what category you can enter into, because even the 149, which seemed terrible to me, was actually very strong in the category that I fell into. And yeah, after that, we played around, and within a day, I think the car was already 3 dBs up, just by having access to the correct equipment to test. Because the day before, we were holding the dB meter, no idea how far it needs to be, just physically running the vehicle, holding the dB meter on the headrest, trying to figure out, what am I supposed to do? Must I change the frequency? More power, less power? No idea. But I think still MECA, because these two push. They constantly, come on, you got to do better. You're only X amount away from third place in the world, or whatever the case may be. They permanently. But I think the tools was the most important thing.
Thank you for the kind words.
Yeah.
Next step is Magnum. That's what we need for clamping purposes. So that's one resource that we don't have as yet. We've got everything else. It's just now Magnum. You'll see if you look through your results, most of my vehicles just go into the unclamped category, because we don't actually know what power we're making, how to set the amplifier to let us fall into the smaller category. Or so yeah, that's definitely next step, what we need to work towards. Also to help our customers, because obviously we've become one of the go-to MECA shops for testing before a show, and that. So yeah, we'll work our way there. We'll get there.
That's usually the case with the what kind of are you dealing with when you first? What kind of vehicle do you use?
It's still the same vehicle that I'm using. full on SPL high frequency car. So 57 hertz car, 215s. Call it an advanced no wall style vehicle. So okay, at that point the back seat was still in, but the vehicle is here. I'm sure we'll show them.
Yeah.
We'll show you a little bit later on. I can't even, that time it was 212s in the vehicle, 57, 58 hertz. But yeah, we found a little bit of a trend. I don't know if we should give our secrets.
That's entirely up to you.
on what works on headrest scores. And one thing I'll say is the very high frequency vehicles do not work on headrest scores. Still up until now, kick score 163.7 in this car.
Yeah.
We're working on a headrest score, but it only does 59-ish, just short of a 60 on the headrest. So it's still down, but it's, in my opinion, the wavelength.
You want me to blow your mind, or you want me to just save it for later?
Listening? I'm listening.
My car plays 6 frequencies lower sealed on the window than it does at the headrest.
So we have seen this, but it depends on the vehicle. It depends how much power you're putting in. If you are willing to go 6 frequencies in whichever direction. Me personally, just testing the vehicle, I'm scared to try 1 frequency up or 1 frequency down because I'm putting a lot of power into those subs. So even just on a normal run, I do my 1 run, I pull the car out the lane, I'll come back a half an hour later. I'm too scared to, give it 1 run and give it a second run immediately after I am going to fry something.
Makes sense. But no,
we've got all the backup. We've
I
got
noticed
lithium in the car, all of that, but the next step on the car will be bigger woofers, but we've got this trend. It's a bit of an internal joke, hashtag no Neo gang. So we're trying to see what's the biggest score we can do on ferrite woofers. So I'm going to push that until we can't no more, and then thereafter we'll fall into the trap and get Neo woofers, and then we won't sit with that problem anymore, hopefully.
they can be a little bit of a different animal too. When I first switched from ferrite to Neo in our street car, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, I think when I first dropped them in, the Neos were like 1.2 quieter. And then after basically we had to change the whole box design to an extent because they wanted different space and different size ports. And then after we figured that out, then it was better. But
I'm lucky in the sense that we have already tested Neos in that box. I know it works. So we're lucky in that sense, but yeah, I'm not doing it. There's points to be proven, and we'll carry on until that point is proven. Goal is 165 in the kick with ferrite woofers. That's once I reach that goal, I'll stop battling and change to Neos and see where it goes from there.
There's a lot of pretty good ferrite woofers out there. Let's see.
Just the 65
West Warren. Some of you guys, I might not know how to pronounce your name, so I might skip it. But everybody that said hi on here, how you doing, Daniel, Irvin, Peter,
Peter Milan.
all you guys. Let's see. I'm catching up on the comments over here and seeing if there was any questions throughout here.
Peter's comment. Jason for president.
There's so many good comments for Jason here. Like one of them said that Jason's taken him, Bernard Hensberg.
Oh yes, yeah.
He said that Jason's taken him from a 143 to 156, and he really thinks that you're a great guy, and he's so happy to be part of the Future
That's
Audio
awesome.
family.
Thank you very much.
Take it easy, but he is married.
And so Nick Bowser
Nick
wants to know what
Bowser, there you go.
are you using?
What is it from?
America.
America. Okay, so it's a South African brand, Targa. So it's Targa Hooligan Woofers. I'll post a picture of them later. Either follow our page, Future Audio, or I'm sure it's again
Yeah,
we'll
we'll post it. Yeah.
share it to the MECA Africa. I'll post up some photos of it. It's not something that you guys would really know. I don't even know what to compare it to. Bring one.
Have you got one?
We'll show you one now. One of my guys will go and fetch one so you can see what the woofer looks like. It's a beastly woofer, but nothing. Honestly, in South Africa we battle a bit with equipment. Nothing compared to what you guys get in America, but we might do. We might do with what we have.
What's the power specs on those ones? Just for argument's sake.
True rating on them is, I think, 4,000 watts RMS for music. 6 to 8,000, obviously dynamic for a SPL burst. But we've given them a lot more than that. I know for a fact I've given two of them 15 kilowatts playing music. That was in my brother's, what do they call it? Truck. In my brother's truck.
Sorry, but
yeah.
in South Africa, we told you a truck is called a bucket.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to be able
Now
to
we're
see
gonna
it
be
there.
able to carry this.
Bring it around, mate. Bring it around. Just bring it closer here to the front.
He wants to know, do they have 3 or 4 inch coils?
3.5.
It's a 3.5-inch flat wound coil. 8-layer coil.
So there you go, Bowser. There, it's a 3.5
And
inch
in
coil. They're starting the 3.5, 3.25 type thing.
In my specific build, I'm running D1s, so we're running 0.5 ohm per amplifier, one amplifier per woofer, 12 kilowatts amplifiers. That they rated at 20 kilowatts, but realistically, the amplifiers make 12 kilowatts all day long. So it's impressive, 12 kilowatts per, and that's 6,500 rand retail price, which is, I don't know how much in dollars.
Calculated, divide by 20.
We're just trying to let you know what it is in USD.
Yeah, so those woofers are about $320 each, if you had to compare.
That's actually not bad.
They are very reasonable. That's why we've been pushing on that specific woofer, trying to, get the most out of it, because the price point is very decent. It's something that I've always tried to do is build something that my customer can buy. Even if it's not from me, that woofer you can walk into almost any sound shop in South Africa and you can buy it over the counter. So it's not something that's so out of reach to our customers. That's also why I've been avoiding not doing Neos, because there's not a lot of people who can just walk into the shop. I don't even know of a shop in South Africa that has Neos on the shop.
It's not available to
Yeah,
the street.
yeah.
There's still quite a few guys using ferrite stuff, so it tends to be more helpful in my opinion once you get into higher power stuff. But I don't know, if you work hard, you can make them do pretty good. You can still make the ferrite on lower power. I've got we've got some, I don't know, some ferrites over here that the Chiare guys make, and a lot of people are saying they're pretty darn loud. So like I've had there's been a couple guys that's been testing them around, and they're acting like they're pretty good for some ferrite speakers. And I know even once I started using Neos, I got a pair had a pair of Shocker SIGs that I used forever for like almost 15 years. I used those things.
Sure.
But those are
So
good roofers. In South Africa, in South Africa, we'll give an arm and a leg for those roofers.
right. I don't have them anymore. I sold them to a teammate. And now he said he's getting buried with them. So
So Jay, besides the 165 for your personal build, what's the other ambitions and goals for future audio for season 2024?
0.2 dBs. No, 0.02 dBs.
That's for Brad.
That's the next call.
Okay.
For my brother's call for headrest. That 160 is 0.02, 2 shows in a row. After doing upgrades, still 0.02 dB difference to get that 60.
I'm sure it'll be there for the next show.
And then we really want to, it's difficult, but we really want something of ours to park and pound a 140. That is, I know Dieter was very, very close. Well, okay, I say very close, but 1.2 or 1.3 dBs away. But I think with a bit of work on that car, we can get it to that 140 mark. And then I know Rowan wants to break that 160 with a single 12. That's another goal. Yeah, we got a few. Can't tell you all of them.
Yep.
So tell me more about your sound quality aspirations.
Oh, yes, that's another thing. But I don't know if that will be for this season. We've got too much going on with all the other vehicles, but I've just bought another vehicle now that our company's never done to. I'm going to learn as I go. But yeah, I'm going to be building my caddy for SQ. Honestly, I haven't read the rules yet. I'm going to speak with Sean.
Yeah.
So me and Sean are going to have a chat. He's going to help me in the right direction. But I think that will only be for next year. I don't think that will. Maybe one show this year with it just to test the waters, see where we've gone wrong, fix it. But I know SQ is a process. Worse than SPL. SQ is a process.
And what do you feel about dueling demos?
Dueling demos, we've got some cars. The one car that we've just finished building is part of our team for the MECA combats for our dueling demos. Sugen's car made me love dueling demos. But yeah, we'll bring a few more to that. I know Bradley wants to start competing in dueling demos as well. What else do we have? We've got about 4 cars now coming in for dueling demos.
Ground pounding.
Yeah. So I don't know why we haven't done it because that's our specialty. It's what we do. When I eventually get time to finish my golf, that will be a full-on dueling demos car only. I won't enter any other format with that car. It's just for dueling demos. That's the plan. John, we got a few.
Yeah, we were quite surprised when we didn't see a lot of dueling demo entries on your side. Because that's basically all the types of vehicles.
I don't have an answer for that question.
And he says the Kia made him like dueling demos. You were the one that built it.
I know, I know. But myself and my brother were discussing just before your last event.
Yeah.
And he said to me, do you think I must enter dueling demos? I'm like, why haven't we? I don't even know why we haven't done it.
But 90%, 90% of the bills that come out of Jason's shop is proper dueling demo vehicles. And I don't know why they haven't gotten onto it.
Do you know what the problem is? We bring 20 cars to a show. We need to get all 20 of those cars through the lane. By the time we finish, it's the end of the show. And obviously, we want to do our things before doing a dueling demo run, battery power, want to do the best number. And by the time next thing we look, it's prize giving, and that's the end of that.
No, definitely. So, I think it is. The shows are getting bigger.
Yeah.
There are a lot more competitors coming through now. I mean, our last show started at
I started SQ at 11 and I finished at 2:30, and my cutoff was supposed to be 1 o'clock. I finished at 2:30, and from 3:30 we ran SPL until 12:30 the next morning.
Yeah. So we only got home after 2 a.m. And then
Well,
obviously,
sounds
I
like
think
that sounds like a good problem. Maybe.
yeah, I think it is, but I think at 1 o'clock in the morning, nobody's really up to putting a car
Yeah.
into the lane for demo. They want to go home.
I think the
So
rest
we've
of
now
the
resorted
competitors will be
to-
back.
Yeah.
We've set times out for our next show, so that we can allocate time accordingly and get through every category properly.
So, but I
Right.
think a big one for us, obviously, we had a discussion the last time just after Bud Talk Live with the team event, which we call MECA Combat down here.
Right.
It's really sparked a lot of interest amongst the competitors in the country. And one of the reasons behind it is obviously for us to grow MECA across the platforms and the formats. And as Jason's just explained, he's got the vehicles, he just didn't know why he didn't enter it. So, just quickly to run through that, it's one vehicle SPL or the kick, one vehicle SPL or the headrest, one SQ vehicle, one dueling demo vehicle, and one park and pound vehicle, which will form one team. So I know Jason might have one team. I'm not going to say more. But yeah,
In total, we've gotten
I think we on about
13
13
registered
competing,
teams.
yeah, competing teams for now.
for April 13th. That's when we're having our next Johannesburg event.
Yeah.
And that will be
That's
for
awesome.
people. Yeah, that's people from across SA that's coming to Johannesburg to compete.
And I think you guys had something very similar that you showed us. So we'd like to see it roll out across the world on the MECA part of it to see how our
You
teams.
should know
can
by now.
compete.
I'm a turtle. I got lots, and I just don't try to put it together until I think it's right. I
Yeah.
don't know.
And thank you for letting us roll it out first, and so you can see how successful it is with us. Thank
Yeah.
you for that.
When we ran it past Bud, he said, just hold on a second, and he opened up his screen and it was there.
And what else? Yeah, it was there.
So it was there.
But that would be awesome to
Incorporated.
see America, Trinidad, see
Yes.
everybody's teams and get a worldwide top 3 teams
Yeah.
of the world.
I'm
That
sure.
would be really awesome.
That'll be
actually.
a future goal for MECA.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
I'm actually going to visit the Trinidad guys
Yes,
here.
we're so excited to hear
Yeah,
that you guys are doing.
congratulations. Well done.
Hopefully we get out your guys' way one day here soon. But
Yeah,
We're working on that.
we're working on that. Jason just mentioned before we started this, we want you guys down here. The work is in the pipeline. Kumesh will get onto them tomorrow.
All our retail members will be on.
we'll keep working. We got a question here from the chat. I'm kind of behind, but this is maybe a decent question for you guys. It says, Mr. Walker, I've got a quick question. Have you experienced A&L fuses holding a car's SPL potential back?
Yes, we have. So
I can give my
let's start
opinion,
the-
but they're asking you, so
let me
let's.
start the answer saying that I am not condoning that you take the fuses out of your car. If your car catches fire, do not blame me. But it depends what you're going to buy. If you are going to buy a cheap, I'm sure this is probably a South African question, so let me put money
it's
value.
Durant. Durant
Okay.
ready.
Yeah.
So if you're going to buy a cheap 150 Rand fuse holder, you're going to have problems. These connections are not pure copper. The fuses themselves are not pure copper. It's all plated aluminium. If you're lucky, I've seen some of them that are plastic with just aluminium coating around it. You can cut the bolts with side cutters. Yes, we've seen massive differences in figures, but it's power dependent. So if you're running, let's say, a 1000 watts RMS system and you've got a fuse in, you're not going to see a difference in your SPL figure or in the power that you make. But when you start going competitive, I'm going to say 5,000, 3,000 to 5,000 watts RMS and bigger. Yes, we have seen taking the fuse out does gain, but then obviously not joining the wire. I'm talking about having a wire directly from battery to back. But again, I'm not saying that you must do that. I will not be held liable, T's and C's. None of my cars run fuses. No, actually, I lie. My Corsa runs fuses because I have to, because of the lithium. But all our AGM builds, in all honesty, no fuses because the power we're putting through, we don't even get fuses big enough to take that. The highest fuses we get this side is a 300 amp, and we've tested it. They don't take 300 amps. So yeah, that's the answer to that. That's my opinion to that.
I think that's a pretty good answer, I think. Let's see. When will we see the golf again?
Jason,
That's a very personal question from he knows that's a sensitive spot. So I don't have an answer to that. I don't have time to finish the car. Customers come first, obviously, and the Corsa comes first because it's competitive and it's getting to the point where it's very competitive, especially on the MECA formats. I mean, to see myself number 2 in the top 10. So yeah, that was a very nasty question from Jason. That's all I can say.
Okay, please tell Bud what we call the golf.
The neighborhood nightmare. That's what the golf is.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the original Future Audio ground pounder. That thing will play music for 10 hours constant. Whatever song you want, it will play it with no issue.
Wes, if you go to the website there's already over 100 events on the website, and I'm going to say probably over 80 of them's got SQ. So if you're looking for a SQ show, just check out the website and you'll see where they're offering it and where they're not. Let's see. Oh, looks like I caught up. Hey, I made it. So I guess I didn't really see any other questions while I was going through here. I'm gonna double check.
Yeah, the rest are well wishes from most of the clients of Jason and his teammates and the mecha heads that follow him. And Sharika from Auto Armor just wanted you to say your Future Audio. So Future Audio has a spirit cry, a team spirit cry. Please say it, Jason.
Do it from the
Okay,
side.
we'll do it from the side. We've got the team members on this
It's always
to
like,
my right, and
Yeah.
I'll ask them to go out with their war cry. Please go for it, boys.
let's go, Future Audio. Let's go. Whoop, whoop. And they do that after every run, and 90.
at prize giving,
Yeah.
after every one of our team members get a trophy, we do that. It gets very annoying.
No,
And-
we annoying.
And we can't talk the next day. And yeah.
So I think that the reason behind they're not doing, and I say this as a judge watching what happens at the event, is there are not a lot of questions because Jason is always all over the show, helping competitors to get louder, answering questions, doing in the lane modifications, if you want to do call it that, or in the lane support to not only his team members but anybody that rocks up to a MECA event. And for that, I applaud you, and I think Umesh shares my sentiments. And it's not just Jason, his brother Bradley Walker as well, his right-hand man Rowan Mayer, and the rest of the team. So Future Audio is one of our biggest supporters. I think they understand MECA just as well as anybody else within the judging circle of MECA. And that's purely because they threw themselves into it from the word go and learned together with us. Um, we used to get a few questions when we started, and now I don't get any questions because you guys know, I think, more than me, maybe. Uh, and Jason will give me or phone me up and ask me a question, but he'll give me the answer as well. So just to let me know that he knows what he's talking
You're
about.
just looking
Yeah.
for a companion over the phone.
Yeah, but am I right? Kind of thing. So I
We've
think
got our walking handbook. If there's any MECA rule that you want to know, ask Bradley. He will tell you any MECA rule. Brad, what class is this? XST1 does that. Even with the new rules, he's got it.
So I don't know how much time we've got left.
About 15 minutes or so, and if we go a little late, that's okay too. Sorry, I took myself off there for a second. I had to.
Before Jason takes you on a walkabout on the show, around the shop, I would just like to personally thank Jason and his team for everything that they do for MECA, for all the helping, for the help that they give to our competitors at the show, even if it's not a client and it's just a newbie in the lane, not knowing their frequency or not knowing how to tune. They buy the car, helping them, and the boys actually helped me get my trophies ready before prize giving. And we are all tired by then, but they help me, they count, they help us pack up. So I just want to thank you from all of us. We're more than just MECA Africa, we are a family, and we look forward to seeing you grow from strength to strength. And now you can show Bud what's inside your garage.
100%.
All right, so I'm just gonna unplug and I'm gonna let Jason take the lead.
I can't. I need to open cards.
Okay, so I'll be walking around. We're using a laptop today, but so we should get a little bit better pictures. But yeah, just to show you on the inside of the shop. So for the guys that have not been to Future Audio, that's basically all the stuff that he keeps. So it's quite a lot. That's, I don't know, the light is just gonna cause a problem there, but that's a whole stack of radios. And then if you look right on the top, most of those are Future MECA trophies, but yeah, quite a lot.
Sweet.
And there's still a lot
Jason, your
more.
mom and dad are your biggest supporters.
Yeah, there's still a lot more. Where are we gonna start, Jay? Okay, so this is the vehicle that we spoke about earlier. It's called Godzilla. That's the owner, Brad. So that's Jason's brother and man. So this is what we call, let's see, a truck, if you want to call it that. So it's a LDV in your terms. So a light delivery vehicle. Brad, Jay, are you gonna walk through inside? Can we show them inside? Yeah. So that's what the inside looks like. That's two 15-inch woofers on the top, another two at the bottom.
Tune that's 41 hertz, made to play music. There's normally a pole for the roof, a stripper pole, but that snapped in half at the last MECA event. So
yeah, so it's he calls it a stripper pole delete. So
someone asked Jason, what would you like to do in DB? What would you be happy with?
what would I like to do in?
That can you guys see it now? I pulled it up on the screen.
What would I like to do in DB?
Yeah, I think they're asking what score is your dream score? I guess basically it's kind of what they're asking. Or
Look, there's never an end to that. Initially, all I wanted was a 160. That was my utmost goal. I think about 5 years or so that I tried, and then I stopped competing for a while, and I went back. Now I've done the 60. Now I want the 65.
Right.
Yeah, and then I'm sure at some point I'll end up with a absolute ultimate vehicle, concrete vehicle, and head for a 180. I'm sure that's where it will eventually end. There is no end. There is no answer to that question. That answer, if I can say, is temporary.
There you go. I like. I kind of like this guy, y'all.
We knew you were gonna like Jason.
So here's the back of Godzilla. We've got 7 banks of 40 amp hour lithium. Sorry, 7 banks of 100 amp hour lithium cells underneath that box over there. Whole lot of cable over there. 2 Taramps MD12K 0.5 ohm versions. Some speakers. So yeah, this is our little bit of everything. This vehicle enters every single category. It does park and pound, it does kick, it does headrest. It's going to do dueling demos because we just done the doors and that's so yeah, we've been getting it ready for dueling demos as well. We just need to do that 160 on the headrest first.
Right, what's next?
We can go show them the Corsa.
Please show them what the car is called.
Oh yeah, so it's I don't know if you can see that. You're probably not going to be able to read it there, but it's called King of the Monsters.
It's called Godzilla.
It's called Godzilla. So after the movie. Okay, so this is Jason's toy.
So this is the one that I was talking about. This is my personal car, 163.7 in the kick XM2 category. This is the one that's got the ferrite woofers that I was showing you guys earlier. And yeah, this is the one that I'm trying to get that 165 out of, but it's a small car. I don't know if you guys have.
It's a Corsa, so I think you're aware.
I know what it is, but we don't have those. We don't. We have them, and they have to be pretty old.
Yeah, even this one is pretty old. This is
I
a
only know of
90.
2 around here.
They're very common in Brazil. That's one thing. And
Yeah.
then yeah, that's the inside. A whole lot of cables, amplifiers, 4 banks of lithium. Like I said, it's a proper no wall vehicle. There is like no interior in this car.
Right.
When Bud visits South Africa, he wants a Corsa that he can build.
When he wants to compete against
And he wants to compete against the loudest Corsa at that point when
That's
he gets
gonna
here.
take very long.
Bud doesn't think he needs a lot of time. Am I right, Bud? You did tell us that when we were there.
A week, maybe.
There we
A
go.
week.
A week.
There we go.
It's
That's
going
a
to give you a
challenge.
run for your money.
I'll even help you. You can even use my workshop. It's not a problem.
This is
I mean,
Jason's right hand man, Rowan.
So he's the guy
Okay.
that plays around with the single 12. So he wants to get to the 160. He was on a 50, almost a 57.
58. He gets a 58 with a single 12.
So he needs to go for the 60. So he's busy working on that at the moment.
Quentin says, show us the Uno.
We can do that.
Yes.
This is. I know this customer really wanted his car on here, so let me make it visible. It's just another, like again said, it's a little bit dark, but yeah, 415s in a City Golf. Like again said, everything is walled at Future Audio. If you park your car here for long enough, we will put a wall in it.
he said I got to bring my teammate. I don't know. He said he's got to go for that.
So this is the Uno that they asked to show. So this is our dueling demo vehicle. We're still busy with it. We're almost done. I need some. Oh, there's some light here.
And
Just get some.
and I don't necessarily think I beat the loudest one in a week. I just think in a week I can learn what I want to learn off of it.
Yeah, that's fair. We are here to help. We will show you. That's not a problem. So this is our 2B dueling demo vehicle. The speakers out the rear there.
If this
It's a
is on
bit
the
difficult.
Topanga that they get overseas, a little bit smaller version.
Give me some light there. Okay, there's the amplifiers for the woofers. Then front doors.
That's why
So
you
this
guys had
car
to
has
figure out
been,
the headrest. All y'all's cars are real little.
yeah,
That
exactly.
that usually means you got to do
Well,
some different stuff.
a little bit difficult to see inside, but we've got 612s in a fourth order. I'm not allowed
That's
to
pretty.
say what number the car does. It will, I think, on the 13th be the first time that it gets released. Oh, sorry, I'll keep pressing buttons here.
No, it's fine. I'm also pressing, I don't know what. There we go.
And then, yeah, this side here is all the vocal amplifiers and the DSP. So basically, we're using a 3 kilowatt full bridge amplifier to play the front doors, and then just a normal 4 channel 100 by 4 RMS to play the speakers out the rear. We've also now incorporated some speakers in the engine bay because we were battling with the score on the dueling demos. We were permanently high all around, but very low in the front. So we've decided now behind the grille, we fitted some extra speakers so that we can get that front end score.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
this Uno that you've just seen is probably the first dueling demo entry we ever got.
Yeah. So Quentin's been pushing for the dueling demos from the word go. I think he was.
He's
Yeah.
also been a day one with us.
Yeah. So just to let you guys know, Bud is working on it. He has mentioned it on a previous BTL. They are working on dueling demo one position scoring, but that will probably only happen in season 2025. So just on the rear,
Okay.
or just on the front, or just on the side.
So
Wherever
for
the
now,
person
yeah. So
decides.
for now, we're
Yeah.
still doing the 360, but it will get to
Yeah.
the point.
The 360 is realistic.
Yes.
That's I do enjoy the 360. It makes it very difficult, but if you want a true car that is musical, must be 360. No matter where you stand on the car, it must sound the same. That's my opinion.
So Bud is
So there we
smiling.
go, Bud.
Bud is smiling. So we'll leave that one with you, Bud. You got your
I mean,
work cut out.
I'm not going to argue with that. That's kind of, I guess, why that way. But I know, I know, especially for some of the guys, especially like the island guys and things. It's a big thing for them. They have like mostly forward facing or rear facing stuff, like the stunt wall type stuff. And I mean, we have those same builds also. So I guess really it's just kind of something we're gonna try to rate. Have the stunt wall style builds. Really, it wasn't. We're not going to go in one direction or the other. Really, it's just kind of we have some stunt wall guys that show up sometimes, so we figure maybe we give them something to do and see if they do it, and if they don't, they don't. I mean,
Category, yeah.
yeah. So,
So never
but I think
dueling
we
demo.
all agree that the 360 things we like it. So I'm glad that other people like it as well. What's going on, Shay, Joe, Justin?
People are late.
Yeah.
If I missed any questions, if you guys got questions, you should shoot them now. I do think we're coming up on the end of time here, but I want to thank you for
Yeah,
coming
just-
on with us. Hey, Jason, it's been good hanging out with you.
Thank you. It's been awesome.
Sujim, Pumish, thanks
Thank you,
again.
Bud.
Really looks like you guys are getting it done out there. So I'm looking forward to what the future keeps on bringing for us, and hopefully we'll see some more loud scores coming, and I can motivate some of my guys over here to get a fire under their butt.
Yeah, the guys are busy working here, and as we said, we'll have more discussions with you. But there's a lot of interest. A lot of people want to see you guys down here. So we've got the big event coming up, the Fuel Fest, and it's close to the end of season. So I think that's
That's
the
gonna be the
time you guys.
only that's gonna be the real difficult part. But I mean, I don't know. Like I said, maybe we can figure something. It seems
Yeah,
like it's
because
gonna
I
be
know you
cold.
guys have your season.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you
So
guys own your season as well, and then we.
it's gonna be. We'll talk it out some more and see if we can't figure something out. We've got a couple ideas. Like I said, we'll try to make something work. What's going on,
Perfect.
Evelyn? All right, guys. Did you guys have anything else wanted to go over real quick before we check out here? And anybody that has a question, you better ask it now, or we're gonna be gone soon.
From Meta Africa side, our next event, we're going to Lesotho on the 6th and 7th of April. And then we have our MECA Combat on the 13th of April. That's going to be a huge one for MECA across the board. We're bringing all different players in, all the different teams in. We're rolling this out to 3 provinces. And then at the end of April, we're in KZN. So, yeah, we're really looking forward. April is going to be a powerful month for MECA, except for it being my birthday. But yes, it's going to be a powerful month for MECA. But thank you, everybody. Thank you, Bud and Shannon, for all the support you give us on the back end and whenever I need something. And Jason, yes, thank you for having us today.
100%. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
All right, let's see if I can get my stuff together here and get things figured out. All right. So again, I know we're a day early. Thank permission tomorrow. I'll be doing my regular all evening. Again, thanks guys for coming on with us. I'm gonna let you guys go here. So do that there. And I just want to thank everybody for checking us out this Tuesday afternoon. It's been good hanging out with the Future Audio crew and the South African judge team there. They got some events coming up in April. We're letting them roll out the team thing, see how they get that over there. Something that we've been kind of looking at, but I wasn't quite ready to roll it out. But then they came and asked me, so I said, yeah, sure, let's do it. Anyways, I think that's all I got for now. I'll see you guys tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Until next time, keep it loud and clear, Mecha heads.